Hello everyone and welcome to Postal Creations. Today I would like to show you how to crochet this little outfit for your Be My Baby Cherry doll by Odani Miyuki. This pattern is made especially for dolls which don't have a flat bust, and it needs a little trick to create the bra-cups so that the top fits perfectly. This outfit is inspired by Edwardian underpinnings, and it consists in a top that is like a bustier or stays or a corset, and little bloomers which have 3 rows of frills in the back. Here you can see the outfit a bit closer up. The top is made with stripes and with a little row of frill in the cream color at the bottom, and in the waistband of the bloomers and at the bottom of the legs we have threaded some silk ribbon, and we have a very voluminous frill in the cream color at the bottom of the legs. A bit closer up still, you can see the details of the corset and of the bloomers with the nice frills at the bottom, and also some little frills on the back of the bloomers, and you can see that the corset is fastened with pearls in the back in place of buttons. So here is what it looks like, and now I'm going to explain you exactly how to make it. If you would like more explanations, the pattern is available in my Etsy shop. Please be aware that I use UK crochet terms, and if you make this pattern, please share pictures with me, and I look forward to seeing what you make with this pattern. Thank you very much, and now let's go into the details. To make this, you're going to need number 12 cotton thread. I like to use cream or white and a contrasting color, and a 1.25 millimeter hook. Of course, you will need to make a gauge first. Please check carefully the dimensions underneath. I tend to crochet quite tightly, so if your gauge doesn't match the dimensions of mine, please adjust your hook size or your thread size accordingly. It's very important to ensure a good fit for your cherry doll. Okay, so the first step is to crochet the bodice. We are going to do 25 stripes. I'm alternating cream and pink color, and the very important thing is to crochet only in the back loops for each row, so that you get this ribbed effect, which is reminiscent of a corset. So each stripe is made of 2 rows, except the starting stripe. I have made only the foundation chain that counts as 1 row and the second row. And then the last stripe, I've done only 1 row. This way, the first and last row are more the same size. Then we have a little trick to be able to get some volume in the cups to accommodate the torso of the Be My Baby Cherry doll. So when we are reaching the level of the first breast, so we have done first 9 stripes, and then to do the first cup, what we are doing is that we are using the 6 top stitches to create some volume. So the first row of these 3 stripes, we are doing 9 single crochet, and then we are doing 6 half double crochet, and the same thing on the way down. 6 half double crochet, 9 single crochet. This way we have more volume on the top of this row, of this stripe. The next stripe, we are doing 9 single crochet, 2 half double, 4 double crochet in the top, and the same thing the way down, 4 double crochet, 2 half double, and 9 single crochet. So this stripe here is the most has the most volume on the top. And then the third stripe to make this cup is the same as the first one. So the 9 single crochet on the bottom and the 6 half double crochet on the top, both up and down. This creates a little cup. Then we have a middle stripe, which is a normal one, 2 normal rows of single crochet, always in the back loops. And then we do the same thing again here, with the half double and double crochet on the top to create a second cup, and then 9 normal rows. So keeping in mind that the first foundation chain counts as a row. All our rows have all our stripes have 2 rows each, and the last stripe has only one row. We have 49 rows and 25 stripes. Okay, so let's see what it looks like on the doll. Okay, so here is what it looks like on the doll for now. You can see we have created this volume here for bra cups, and you can see we have enough room left on the back to crochet the buttoning bands in the end. So now we are going to do the top and bottom trims of the corset, and I will explain to you how to pick up the stitches for this. Okay, so for the bottom trim, we are going to pick up stitches from the side of each single crochet row that we have here. So for each stripe, we are going to pick up 2 stitches. I like to use the little holes that are left in the bottom of each stripe to pick up stitches, and for each stripe of 2 rows, I pick up 2 stitches. The only exception is the last stripe, which has only 1 row. So we're going to pick up only 1 stitch in the last row, but it's relatively easy. You just pick up 2 stitches per stripe, or 1 stitch per row, until you have reached the end, and in the end only 1 stitch for the last stripe. Okay, picking up stitches for the top part is a bit more complicated, because here we have the half double and double crochet on top, which will need more stitches, but it's the same principle. On top of the normal rows, we are going to pick up 1 stitch per row, and for the first and last row, 1 stitch per row, because we want to be symmetrical. And then for the ones where we have the cups, for each of the pink rows where we have done the double crochet, then we'll need 2 stitches per row, so 4 stitches for the whole stripe. And for the stripes where we have done the half double crochet at the top, we will need to pick up 3 stitches here at the top of each stripe. So same thing, we pick up stitches from the side of the rows that we have made. We pick up 1 stitch per row for the normal stripes, and for the two areas where we have each 3 stripes making up the cups, we are picking up 4 stitches for the middle stripes with the double crochet, and we are picking up for each of the stripes on the side 3 stitches for each stripe that is ending with a half double crochet on top. So let's see the next part. So for the first row of the neckline trim and armholes, you are going to pick up stitches from the side of your rows that you have just made. So holding your work like this, you are going to pick up in the first stripe in the top of the 2 rows that make the first stripes only 1 stitch, and then for the next 3 stripes 1 stitch from each row, so 6 stitches, 2 for each of the 3 next rows. Then the next 4 rows you are going to skip, and you are going to chain 20. Then after that, the next row, which is a row of single crochet, you are going to pick up 2 stitches again on the top, 1 in the side of each row. The next one on the top has some HDC, so it's a bit wider. So for the top of this stripe, instead of picking up 2 stitches, you're going to pick up 3 stitches. The next stripe is with the double crochet at the top, so it's even wider. So here for each double crochet row, you are going to pick up 2 stitches. So that's 4 SC in total for this stripe. Next stripe again, HDC on the top, 3 stitches picked up. The middle stripe in the middle of the chest is a normal row of single crochet. So you pick up 1 stitch per row, 2 stitches, and then again the same thing as for the first cup. So 3 stitches on the top of this stripe, 4 on the top of this one, 3 on the top of this one. Then again you have a normal row, you pick up your 2 normal stitches, then you skip the next 4 stripes, 20 chains, and then you finish the same way you started with your last 4 stripes. The first 3 ones are normal stripes where you take 2 stitches on the top of each stripe, 1 per row, and for the last stripe you take just 1 stitch, just 1 SC. So this is what you end up with as a foundation for your neckline and armholes and shoulder straps, and then we will make a second row with a little trim on it. So for the second row of the shoulder straps and neckline, we are doing a simple little trim which consists in single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then repeat. Single crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, single crochet in the next stitch, and repeat. This is what is creating the little peaks here. The only difference is that for these wide pink stripes, which are at the middle of each bracket, we have 4 SC from the first row of the neckline and shoulder straps. We have 4 SC here at the top, and instead of doing SC chain 2 SC here, we are going to do 2 single crochet together, 2 chains, 2 single crochet together, and same thing for this stripe here, 2 single crochet together, 2 chains, 2 single crochet together, so that the top of the bodice gets above the breast, gets a little bit tighter so that it doesn't have a big yawning gap on the top. We are doing these decreases here to make it a little bit tighter. And then what I also do to make the angles neater is I skip the first and last stitches of the shoulder straps. I skip the first and last stitches of the straight part in the middle, and I keep the last stitch of this straight part here and the first stitch of this straight part here, so that the angles are not too crowded. And for the bottom trim of the corset, we are also picking up single crochet from the sides of your rows of your bodice. So personally, I like to use the little holes that are left in the pattern to pick up from the top of each stripe 2 SC. At the same time, 2 SC in the same stitch in the little holes that are left in the top of each stripe. But if you prefer, you can just pick up 1 stitch per row on the side of each row. So the only thing that we are not doing this way is the last one, the last stripes, we are picking up only 1 stitch because we need an odd number of stitches for the next row. So here we are, and next step is going to be finishing the trim, the bottom trim, and then doing the buttoning bands on the side. For the second row of the bottom trim, we are doing a simple pattern: single crochet, double crochet, single crochet in the same stitch, then skip 1 and repeat. Single crochet, double crochet, single crochet in the same stitch, skip 1 and repeat. So this is our bottom trim in the pink color finished, but the very important thing is to crochet this in the back loops only. So this second row has been made from the back of the work, and you can see all the little free loops remaining here. That's where our bottom frill in cream color will be made to finish off the bottom of the corset. So very important, crochet in the back loops only for this second row of the pink trim at the bottom. You can see here I have put my hook in one of those remaining free loops, the front loops that are remaining from when we did our row using the back loops only. Okay, so we are now at the stage where we have done the bottom frill and the buttoning bands on the side. So for the bottom frill, we have used the free loops that we had on the wrong side of the work, and it's a simple trim of double crochet, picot, and repeat. So just a row of double crochet in each free loop of the row before, and each double crochet is separated by a picot. So a picot is just 3 chains and then a single crochet in the first of the 3 chains. And then after we have done this trim, we have done the buttoning bands. So on each side of the corset, we are picking up single crochet. So on this side here, we have picked up 2 single crochet in each of the 2 rows of the pink bottom trim, 15 single crochet in the middle, that's the 15 stitches we had that we started with, and then 2 single crochet in the 2 rows of the top trim. So we have 19 stitches in total, 19 single crochet, and we are doing 3 rows for this buttoning band. And the buttoning band on the other side is exactly the same thing, except that we have made 3 buttonholes. So for the buttonholes in the middle row of the 3 rows, in the second row, we are doing skip 1 and chain 2. I have done 3 buttonholes here, evenly distributed, one at the top, one at the middle, and one at the bottom. There are 7 stitches between the holes here, 7 stitches here, 7 stitches here, and just 1 stitch at the top of each to finish. And then the third row, we are going to do a single crochet in the chain 2 space that we have here. So we are beginning the bloomers with the waistband. We are going to begin by crocheting a foundation chain of 51 chains, and then we are crocheting double crochet, each spaced by 1 chain. So after you've done your foundation chain, you do 2 more chains to count for the first double crochet, and then chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and continue. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, continue. So you have 26 posts and 25 little squares, and this is where we are going to continue our bloomers from. So the next step for our bloomers, after doing the waistband, we are going to do 1 more row in the cream color of single crochet. So we do 1 single crochet in each double crochet of the row before, and 1 single crochet in each chain 1 space. We end up with 51 single crochet in this cream color. After this, we switch to the pink color, and we are going to do 8 rows of double crochet. The first row of double crochet, we are doing 2 double crochet in each single crochet of the row before. We are increasing in each stitch, so we end up with 102 double crochet, and we continue 7 more rows, 8 in total, 7 more rows with 102 double crochet. Then we are going to start joining the rows after 3 rows. So 3 rows are enough of an opening for the doll to be able to fit into the bloomers. And at the start of the 4th row, we are doing this now, working in the round. So end of the 3rd row, we are joining with a slip stitch to the first double crochet of the row, and from now on, we are going to work in the round. However, each time that you finish a row and join with a slip stitch, you turn the work so that the rib pattern that you get is regular on your bloomers. And the last thing to pay attention to is that we are going to need some free loops on the back to do our 3 rows of frills on the bottom of the bloomers. So for example, this is my 4th row, and here I'm working in the back loops only, so that I leave the front loops free for my frill. So here I am starting my 4th row just now. The first 14 stitches I'm going to do in the back loops only, then normal crocheting, and the last 14 stitches I am going to do in the back loops only again. And this way I will have the free front loops on each side for a small distance to make my frill on. And then the row after that, it will be front loops only, and the row after that, again, back loops only. And this way we are going to have the free loops for our 3 rows of frills that we will add in the end. And I'm going to do this 14 stitches, 16 stitches the row after, and 18 stitches the row after, so that my frills are expanding a little bit like this in the back. So that's it for now, and after that we will finish our 8 rows of double crochet, not forgetting to leave the free loops on 3 rows, and after that we will split into the legs. Okay, so we are now at the point where we have made the first 8 rows of double crochet and just the first row of the first leg. So remember, in order to be able to add frills on the back afterwards, the first row that you made when you worked in the round, so the 4th row, you made 14 stitches on each side using the back loops only. Then the row after that, you will have made 16 stitches, on each side using the front loops only. And the row after that, you will have made 18 stitches on each side using the back loops only. So this is what gives you these 3 loops here on the back, where you will be able to crochet the little frills. Okay, so after you've made your 8 rows of double crochet, you are going to use only half of the stitches to start your first leg. So we have 102 stitches here, double crochet. So when you start the 9th row, instead of going to the end, you stop after 51 stitches and then you join directly with a slip stitch to the first double crochet of your row. We are going to continue the first leg like this, and then we'll make the second one. So for the first leg, the first task is to do 4 more rows of double crochet using the 51 stitches, and then we'll decrease, and this will be explained in the next step. So here we are at the stage where we almost finished the first leg. So after the 4 rows of double crochet, we have here 1 row of single crochet to do the decreases to fit around the thigh. So we alternate 2 single crochet together and 1 single crochet, and this way we go from 51 to 34 stitches. Then we have a row of the little trellis pattern here, where later on we can thread through a silk ribbon for decoration. And for this row here, we alternate double crochet, skip 1, chain 1, and repeat. Double crochet, skip 1, chain 1. Then we have another row of single crochet, 1 single crochet in each chain 1 space, 1 single crochet on the top of each double crochet, and then the final row of pink trim. So there are a couple of little tricks to make this look good. So the first one is that this row of trim here, we want to crochet it from the wrong side of the work because it looks nicer this way. So this row of single crochet, the next to last row here in pink, the row of single crochet we do on the top of the trellis pattern, we don't turn here. We finish the right side of the work facing us, this row with the double crochet, the chain 1 spaces, and then we stay on the right side facing us to do the row of single crochet, meaning that the row of trim will be done the wrong side of the work facing us. So the final row of pink trim here is just alternating in the same stitch, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, and then skip 1, and then in the next SC, DC, SC in the same stitch, skip 1 and continue. But you do it from the wrong side because it looks better this way. And also very important, you do it in the back loops only. This way you keep the 3 loops open and they will be used to do a final little trim. You see the 3 loops here in cream color on each leg. So now we are just going to finish this to make the second leg the same way. So to start the second leg, remember we were crocheting from inside, the wrong side of the work facing us. So just where you left off, you used 51 stitches to make the first leg. So it's good to use a stitch marker. You pick up at the 52nd stitch and you continue until the last stitch of the row, just before the join in the back. And then you join with a slip stitch to your first DC here, exactly the same way that you did the first leg, and you continue the first leg in the same way. Our final steps will be to add a little cream trim at the bottom of each leg and to add also a little trim at the top here of the waistband, and then we'll be ready to hide the thread ends, to sew on the buttons, and to add the little ribbon, silk ribbon trimmings. Okay, so we have almost finished the bloomers. We have made the second leg the same way as the first one, and to do the trim, the little frill at the bottom of the leg, we are picking up the 3 loops that we have on the inside that you can see here. So the first row is made working from the inside, and in each of the 3 loops we are making 2 triple crochet, and each of the triple crochet is separated by a chain 1. So in each 3 loop 2 double crochet, and between each double crochet a chain 1. And then the second row is done from the right side of the work, and we are doing a single crochet in each chain and a single crochet in each triple crochet, but between each of our single crochet here we are doing 2 chains. So this is what gives these little peaks here on the top of the trim, and we are going to do the same thing on the other leg, and that makes this pretty frill at the bottom of the leg. Okay, the other thing we have done is our 3 rows of frills. So remember, using the 3 loops we had on the back on 3 rows, we have done the first one using single crochet, 2 single crochet in each stitch, and each single crochet is separated by 2 chains. Then the second row we have done double crochet, 2 double crochet in each 3 loop, and each double crochet is separated by 2 chains. And the third one, triple crochet, 2 triple crochet in each 3 loop, and each triple crochet is also separated by 2 chains. So that's all you have to do, and once you have done your 3 rows of frills, you will be able to use, the end of a hook or of a chopstick to arrange them to make them look a little more regular, if that's the kind of look you prefer. The last step is to finish our waistband. So the top of the waistband is the starting chain that we had at the beginning. So the front facing us, we are going to do a row of single crochet in this starting chain, and we end up with 51 single crochet. And then from the wrong side of the work, the trim is single crochet, double crochet, single crochet in the same stitch, skip 1 and repeat. You just start and end with a single crochet. So single crochet, skip 1, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet in the same stitch, skip 1 and repeat until the end. And at the end you skip 1 and finish with 1 single crochet. Before you finish your row, you are just going to do a chain 2 and to slip stitch into the base of the first row here. So this is creating, you see, a little loop, a buttoning loop, a buttonhole, and on the other side of the waistband we are going right here to sew a little pearl to act as a button, and this is how we will close our bloomers in the back. So now is only just left the horrible work of threading in all the loose ends. I hate doing that personally, but once we have done that, then we can go to the finishing touches of threading in the little ribbons and putting it on the doll, and it's going to look very, very pretty. So let's go now to the last step, which is looking at what it looks like, all of it, top and bloomers together on the doll. One last thing I like to do before the finishing touches is to put a few drops of water in the center of the corset here and let it dry overnight under plastic wrap so that it fits better to the bust. So this is what I did last night, and you will see hopefully when we remove the plastic wrap that the corset has kept the shape of the doll's bust, and it's fitted better than if you left it just the way it was after finishing the crocheting. So here is what it looks like with the buttons in the back, and now we are just going to add the ribbons and we will be finished.